welcome to the site of the Imperial Building, which will open in April of 2016. A lifetime ago, the land in which we are standing today was once the home to many small businesses. A shoe cobbler, a butcher shop, a jeweler, and most notably the Imperial Laundry Company. These businesses all existed at this very location in the beginning of the 20th century. This location provided jobs, important services to this community. As we move forward into the 21st century, this property will be finally reinvigorated with new life. Its new life will provide a livelihood for many people in many different ways. Its new life will provide new life in the form of residence for our neighbors, and it will provide new life in the form of fresh food and daily goods and services. It will provide new life in the form of growth in this neighborhood, providing new jobs and new people to downtown Albuquerque. The Imperial Building will do all of this while respecting its past. The Imperial Building has been designed by our partners, the design firm of John Anderson and David Kim of Anderson Kim, and executed by Decker Parrott Sabatini. The project has been named after the Imperial Laundry Company and was designed to honor the architectural history of downtown Albuquerque. Its architectural features will embody characteristics of some of downtown Albuquerque's most favorite buildings. This analogy of planning a future full of growth and vitality while providing opportunities for our neighbors is representative of where Albuquerque is today. We are a city with unlimited potential on the brink of breaking through towards the path of prosperity. The efforts being made by the public and private sector to revitalize downtown Albuquerque, making it a 21st century place where people of all ages will want to live, work, and play, is the groundwork to reach our potential and provide prosperity for all of those who want to attain it. Downtown is our place for everyone in Albuquerque, a place for all of us, our place to live, our place to play, and our place to grow businesses. The businesses grown here will accommodate those of us already living here today, as well as attracting new people who will want to move here. As we continue to embrace this opportunity, we will continue to transform our city. With that, I'd like to introduce Mayor Berry to say a few words.
Nice. How's my borrowed jacket look? I always thank my staff, but I thank them for the jacket today because it almost fits. Hey, it's a sunny day downtown today, and I am so happy. This is a long time coming, and we have been working really hard as a community, as a city council, through the mayor's office, through Jay Czar and his group at MFA, and others in the private sector to catalyze downtown. Since I've been the mayor, I've been fortunate to be at a lot of these events, whether it was Silver Gardens, whether it was the 4th Street, whether it was the opening of the convention center, and now today with the grocery store. One of the things we've heard consistently for years is we need a grocery store downtown if we're going to have a downtown that people want to live and work in. And if they want to be in the heart of the city, this is an essential amenity. And so today is really a milestone, I think, to bring another important catalyst to those, like I say, who want to make the heart of the city their home. But we're getting actually much more than that through our partnerships, public-private partnerships with Geltmore, with Yes Housing and their folks. We're actually getting a high-density mixed-use development that includes affordable housing. And so when you put all of the pieces together, I think it really is meaningful. Many people to thank today. Certainly Paul and David Silverman of Geltmore. They've been tireless proponents of this. As I said, this doesn't come around easily. Since we started this project and we were sitting in my office talking about what we could do as a city to put taxpayer resources forward to incentivize the private sector to do this heavy lift. At first, this started off being, listen, we got this old parking lot. It's not being used for anything. It's not contributing to the tax base. It's not contributing to the quality of life. It's just, it was purchased years ago and it's just been sitting there. What if we told the taxpayers, we're going to take your resource and put this on the table and try to make this happen? Well, since then, we found soils conditions. So we took that lemon. The lemonade we made out of that was to put a below ground parking structure right underneath where you're sitting today. I know that they're going to put, then of course we needed to make sure that it got in the census tract. We worked with everybody from JZAR to Congressman Lujan Grisham to try to push that through. That happened. Public sector financing, or the money that the city put through from the affordable housing, $3.35 million in workforce housing trust funds. So like I say, every time we hit a hurdle on this project, we didn't let that get us down. We just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and to do that, we needed to have the Geltmore folks and the folks from Yes Housing do that. So there's just an awful lot of people to thank, and of course, none less than our friends at the county who did the IRB for this project. So we've got we've got David and Paul Silverman from Geltmore. We've got Chris Baca, Joe Ortega, Michelle is Denbleicher. I always say it. I want to make sure I say it right. To thank from Yes Housing. We certainly have some folks, JZAR and his group from the New Mexico Finance Authority, or Mortgage Finance, MFA. Thank you so much, Commissioner De La Cruz. As I said earlier, thanks to you for all that you've done. Our group from Family and Community Services, Susie Lubar and her folks at Planning, Rebecca Velarde, Rick Caron, Tammy Jo Cisneros. Wonderful job. I don't know how many times you sat in my office, and the conversation started off with we hit a dead end, and by the time we got out of the conversation, we really kept it moving forward. Rob Perry, Gilbert Montano, our folks at DMD, Mike Reardon, thank you so much for everything that you've done on this as well. And I know we've got some other folks, Russell Brito. I don't see Russell. I'm sure Russell's here somewhere. But Kim Dycombe, Brendan Williams, Lan Clark. I already mentioned Rebecca Velarde is someone who really worked hard on this. Gabe Rivera, Joan Black from Legal, Kevin Kerr, and John Du Bois. As you can tell, it just takes a lot of people to make these happen. So I am really fired up the fact that this is getting started, and look forward to see it come out of the ground here in the coming months. And I think it's about 18 months or so. We should be down here cutting ribbon on really a great piece of history that's being reinvented on an historical piece of property, and couldn't be more thrilled as the mayor, and really thrilled for the folks that want to live downtown, the folks from Borellis, the folks that come down here. We've got Molina Healthcare coming downtown. They're going to have 650 people. Hopefully we can talk them into grocery shopping while they're here and support this great public-private partnership that we've got. So thanks for having me today, and look forward to breaking ground here.
Thanks, Mayor Berry. Next, I would like to ask Councilor Isaac Benton to come say a few words.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Well, when I first got on the council, it's been a pretty long time now, they told me, well, you've got to chair this thing called the Alvarado Transportation Center Task Force. And I go, oh, wow, okay, well, I'll do that. And that's for any of this housing was here. And we had the theater block, and we had some big plans, but it's amazing to see how far we've come, with a little bit of perspective of having been around a while. We've done some good things in the last 8 years down here, and it continues to grow. And I really, thanks for naming everybody that needed to be named there, Mayor, because somebody needed to make sure the list was checked off. I do really want to give a special thanks, though, to David and Paul Silverman. We really need private investors to make these projects happen. And the low-income housing tax credit program is such a great program because it brings, and of course we leverage our own workforce housing trust funds with that program to bring a lot of outside investment in the form of the tax credit investors and this kind of development. But without good developers like the Silvermans, we just can't always get it done, and we really need that private sector investment in housing as much as we do the nonprofit sector. They're both really, really important. But it's a great day. I won't take too much of your time because it's pretty cold out here, but I'm thrilled. That task force, the Transportation Center Task Force, was looking at this area, and this was owned by Mr. Hyder, and then they called it the Hyder property. And it was clear that he wanted to unload it, and that's quite a while back. I think we made a pretty good deal. I don't think the city really paid too much for the site at that time. Of course, we didn't know all the stuff that was buried down underneath, but otherwise it was a pretty good deal. And ultimately, obviously, there are times like this when the city's got to step up, get a hold of a piece of property, and then turn it over to people who know how to really develop it and make it into something great. So congratulations to everybody who's been part of it, and looking forward to seeing the dirt fly.
Thank you, Councilor. Commissioner Ardela Cruz.
Thank you. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here with the mayor, Councilor Silvermans, Chris Baca, Yes Housing. On behalf of the Bernalillo County Commission, it's an honor to be here today to celebrate a new and rejuvenated downtown Albuquerque. Bernalillo County continues to be a major player in its efforts to revitalize downtown, and today's groundbreaking is no exception. I want to especially thank the Silvermans for their courage in undertaking this awesome endeavor. In November, the Commission unanimously approved $11.3 million industrial revenue bond package for this development. This critical economic development tool provides us certain tax exemptions that move this project forward. Bernalillo County is on a roll with industrial revenue bonds lately, and in practical terms, these enable better access to financing to assist the private sector to get shovels in the ground and new construction moving forward. This project means a lot to the community at large as well, especially since we're talking about a brand new grocery store, as you've already heard, and new jobs that our community is hungry literally today. We expect this development to create 62 full-time jobs, and this project also creates 150 construction jobs, including carpenters, plumbers, electricians, etc. This is a much needed infusion of people and new spending into downtown Albuquerque. Finally, this grocery store will make downtown more viable and more appealing to our entire community. This part of downtown Albuquerque has actually been identified as a food desert by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get to work to build a new future in the heart of Albuquerque and Bernalillo County, its largest city. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Jay Czar from the New Mexico Mortgage Finance Authority.
Great, thank you, David. This truly is a transformative project, and perhaps the most complicated project I've ever seen that we've been a part of. It truly is, and I want to thank all the people that the mayor mentioned, all the individuals, all the groups, because they literally willed this project to happen. It's an infill project, it's downtown, it's brownfield, it's retail, it's residential. It is probably the truest public-private partnership I've ever seen. You've got the city, the county, the state, they provided a lot of money for the environmental activity, and the federal government, all involved in this project because they know, all of them know, the importance of having a vital downtown, Albuquerque. It's so critical to the success of this community. We're seeing CNM, the Stimulus Center, Innovate Albuquerque, UNM, and many other innovative groups coming downtown. This creates the critical mass, having this final project with a grocery store. We've been talking about grocery stores for over 20 years. You're making it happen, and it's taken the support of everybody that's here. The residential activity that we've been involved in, this, including this project, we will have about 500 units that have come online just in the last 5 to 6 years across the street in both directions, and most recently Silver Moon, 151 new units that are all providing critical affordable housing for downtown Albuquerque. So I just want to congratulate everybody. I also want to thank the MFA staff. Many of the MFA staff were here. If you all would raise your hand and wave, thank you very much. This is a special year for MFA. It's our 40th anniversary. And this is truly a part of our mission, not just here in Albuquerque, but throughout the state. I in particular want to thank our housing development group, Dan Puccetti and Dan Foster, who worked tirelessly on this project. So once again, congratulations to everybody, and let's make it happen.
Thanks, Jay. So I think a lot of you are here because you want to find out who the grocery store is. That's pretty exciting. There's been a whole lot of interest about that topic in particular as to who or what the grocery store is going to be and who's going to operate at this location. So the answer is 2 local entrepreneurs, which is quite fitting. So if Rob and Kelly Ortman would stand up and wave their hands. These are... I'm very, very excited to announce Rob and Kelly. They're going to be the operators of the new Silver Street Market that'll open here in 2016. Rob and Kelly are both native to Albuquerque and each have more than 25 years of experience in the grocery business. They're excited to become an integral part of the revitalization of downtown Albuquerque and look forward to serving the community. Rob and Kelly are going back to their roots. Rob's grandfather and father owned a small business on First Street, and Kelly's father started working in the grocery business here in the downtown area years before owning his own business. Rob is a graduate of Valley High School in what's now C&M, and Kelly is a graduate of Del Norte High School in UNM. Rob and Kelly have spent a short time outside of Albuquerque in previous years, but have always come back to Albuquerque as it is their home. Their commitment to Albuquerque, to making Albuquerque a better place, comes from their hearts because this has always been their home. Their belief is to keep it local. It's good for the community, and it also allows local business to be more flexible to meet the needs of their customers. Rob and Kelly are a great example of the type of people who are fueling downtown revitalization. They're local people who believe in our community, who are taking a risk and starting a new business and creating jobs in this neighborhood. As Albuquerque continues its renaissance, its growth and diversification, those changes will happen because many other people just like Kelly and Rob will have chosen to start their businesses and recreate this community. Before we have a last word, I want to, Chris Baca with Yes Housing, to say a few words.
Milk, bread, toilet paper. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't pull out the wrong list. It's actually what folks are hoping to be able to get here once this beautiful facility is built. They say a city is defined by its history, its people, its downtown. And for those of us that have lived here for a long time, like myself, we've seen the rise of this area, and we've also seen its demise. Being born here and saying going downtown meant coming here. Going to town meant coming here. This is where our city government, our commerce, and recreational centers were once located, and in some cases still are. I can remember coming here to go to the movies, the State Theater up the street, El Rey, here on the south end, paying an electric bill, shopping at JCPenney's and Woolworths, or just strolling down Central and enjoying the day. We also saw the day when these businesses and residents moved out to suburbia and the area began to decay. We thought that we'd seen its greatness disappear into the misty clouds of glorious days past. But as today we break ground on the Imperial Building, each shovelful of dirt that we turn unearths this great past and opens the door to a new future. We will bring back families, commerce, and vitality with this new construction. We will be part of a new beginning, mark a very auspicious occasion and another milestone in the city of Albuquerque's commitment and dedication to breathe new life into our downtown core. We acknowledge and we thank our partners, the great vision and drive of the Mayor, R.J. Berry, to the City Councilor, the City Council, especially Isaac Benton, to the County Commission, especially Art de la Cruz, the New Mexico Finance Authority, led by our great friend Jay Czar, of course, Paul and David Silverman of Geltmore, for their efforts to make this vision, this idea of a great downtown a reality. I especially want to thank those that support me and yes, in our work. Dr. Beverly McClure, who is our chair, Kevin Cowdell, who's our board member, and our staff, Joe Ortega and Michelle Denbleicher, and the rest of all of Yes Housing. Without them, I couldn't be here. In a year or so, you'll see a very beautiful building on this dirt lot. And it will be because these people cared and that we believed that together we could transform downtown into a place and where families could once again enjoy its beauty. Thank you and enjoy the snow.
They're on like